Blackheads are one of the most common forms of acne, and preventing them usually depends much more on patience, consistency, and gentle daily habits than on harsh scrubbing or dramatic quick fixes. A blackhead forms when oil, dead skin cells, and debris collect inside a pore, and the surface of that clogged material is exposed to air, which makes it darken. So the main goal is to reduce buildup while keeping the skin barrier calm instead of irritated. A gentle routine is usually the most dependable routine. Wash your face with a mild cleanser and lukewarm water in the morning and again at night, and if you sweat heavily after exercise, yard work, or a long humid day, it makes sense to cleanse afterward in a gentle way instead of letting sweat, oil, sunscreen, and residue sit on the skin for hours. What usually does not help is washing your face over and over throughout the day, rubbing hard with rough cloths, grinding gritty scrubs into the skin, or treating blackheads as if they were dirt that can simply be polished away with force. Too much friction often leaves the skin red, tight, and irritated, while the clogged pores remain right where they were. It is also important not to squeeze, pinch, scrape, or try to dig out blackheads with fingernails or random tools at home, because that can increase inflammation and may leave marks or scars that last much longer than the original problem. Choose skincare, makeup, sunscreen, and hair products that are labeled non-comedogenic, oil-free, or water-based when possible, because heavier, oily products can worsen congestion. If you use waxes, pomades, or rich leave-in hair products, try to keep them away from the forehead, temples, and sides of the face, because those areas often react badly to residue. Remove makeup completely before bed, change pillowcases and face towels regularly, and try not to spend the whole day pressing your cheek into your hand while reading, scrolling, or watching television. If your skin tolerates active ingredients, salicylic acid can help loosen dead skin and reduce pore buildup. And adapalene can also be useful because it helps prevent pores from clogging over time. But the wise approach is to start slowly, use one main active product at a time, and stay steady rather than trying several strong products in one impatient weekend. A lightweight moisturizer can still help even if your skin is oily, because irritated, dehydrated skin often becomes harder to manage. And sunscreen matters too, especially if you use exfoliating or retinoid-type products. So finding a comfortable, lightweight sunscreen is worth the effort. Prevention is usually quiet and repetitive in the best possible way. Gentle cleansing, sensible products, patience, and resisting the urge to punish your face because progress is slower than your mood. Improvement often takes time, so think of blackhead prevention as maintenance rather than battle. And if acne becomes painful, deep, widespread, or starts leaving scars or dark marks, it is smarter to get professional advice than to keep improvising in frustration. Now that the sensible skin part is complete, let us leave the bathroom mirror behind and travel to a small retirement community in New England where nobody cared very much about blackheads, but everybody cared intensely about coffee temperature, sweater quality, and whether it was possible to trust a blueberry pie made by a man who used margarine without disclosing it up front. The place was called Willow Marsh Residences, a friendly retirement village just outside Brattleboro, Vermont, where the air smelled faintly of pine after rain. The porches were wide enough for rocking chairs and opinions, and the community hall had a piano, a bulletin board, and a permanent scent of cinnamon, lemon polish, and practical ambition. Willow Marsh was the sort of place where people said they were taking it easy and then immediately formed committees, choirs, game nights, fundraising tables, recipe swaps, and once, disastrously, a volunteer ukulele trio. The social center of Willow Marsh was the Birch Room, a large hall with folding doors, soft yellow walls, and enough chairs to host either a holiday supper or a low-stakes coup. Every Wednesday morning, a small group of residents met there for what was officially called the Literary Tea Circle and what everybody else called the Muffin Parliament. They sat around drinking tea, discussing books with varying degrees of sincerity, and drifting gloriously off topic into weather, recipes, grandchildren, mail order scams, and whether pears had lost their integrity over the years. The unofficial leader of this circle was 76-year-old Eleanor Wren, a retired public librarian with silver hair twisted into a careful knot, half-moon reading glasses, and the exact kind of composed face that made younger people confess things they had not intended to mention. Eleanor lived in Cottage 7 with 2 cardigans, she called her serious ones, a stack of crossword books, 1 jade plant that thrived suspiciously well, and a kitchen drawer organized so neatly that it felt like a moral argument. Her dearest friend in the village was Arthur Pike, age 81, widower, former owner of a hardware and feed store, wearer of soft tweed caps and suspenders with tiny trout on them, and a man who moved at the unhurried pace of someone who understood that most panic is just bad planning wearing a louder hat. Arthur loved marmalade, disliked weak coffee, and believed all major decisions should be postponed until after someone had sliced the cake properly. Around them gathered the regulars: Mabel Dunn, a retired church pianist with lipstick as steady as her moral convictions; Frank Leland, former dentist, current corrector of trivia, posture, and pie crust vocabulary; June Holloway, who claimed she did not gossip and then constantly possessed highly usable information; Dot Mercer, a former hairdresser with a laugh like a dropped tray of silverware, and a talent for saying devastatingly funny things in a voice too sweet to prosecute; and Beverly Ross, who baked with such authority that people referred to her lemon loaf in tones normally reserved for weather or scripture. One Tuesday afternoon in late August, Wendy Foster, the 34-year-old activities coordinator at Willow Marsh, came into the Birch Room carrying a clipboard, a reusable shopping tote, and the expression of a younger woman who had been betrayed by email. "I need help," she said, before anyone had fully looked up. Eleanor folded her hands. "That sentence usually arrives carrying paperwork," Wendy sighed. "I signed us up for something I did not understand correctly." Arthur adjusted his cap. "That's a strong opening." Wendy dropped the clipboard onto the tea table. On the top sheet was a cheerful flyer with big red letters: "Brattleboro Summer Fair welcomes special guest panel, the Willow Marsh Tasting Society." There was a small stock image of blueberries and a pie slice smiling far too hard. "What?" Eleanor asked slowly. "Is the Willow Marsh Tasting Society?" Wendy pressed one hand to her forehead. "Apparently it is you." The room went still in the particular way older people become still when they know a story is arriving and wish to greet it with proper posture. "Explain," said Frank. Wendy took a breath. The Summer Fair Committee sent a message asking whether Willow Marsh would like to participate in the Heritage Dessert Showcase this year. I thought they meant attend. I replied that our residents love homemade desserts and would be delighted. They replied that our group would serve as honored tasters and judges for the Senior Heritage category, and somehow I read that as they'd save us seats. Then, today, they called to confirm your arrival, your reserved table, your press photograph, and your short remarks before the tasting begins. There was a full second of silence. Then Dot laughed so hard she slapped the table and made the teaspoons jump. "We're a tasting society," she said. "That is the finest promotion I've received in 20 years, Arthur leaned back. "This may be the first administrative error I've liked on instinct." Wendy looked at Eleanor, who was visibly trying to decide whether the correct response was refusal, correction, or surrender to chaos. "Can't you call and explain?" Eleanor asked. "I tried," Wendy said. "Their coordinator said they're so thrilled to have a respected group of senior tasters, and the local paper is doing a feature on intergenerational tradition. And then she put me on hold, and when she came back, she thanked me again, and asked whether any of you have food allergies." Frank raised one finger. "I'm allergic to underbaked crust." "That's not medical," Mabel said. "It should be," Frank replied. June picked up the flyer. "Special guest panel, honored tasters, press photograph." I haven't been accidentally prestigious in years. Beverly, who normally disliked fuss, tilted her head and said, "What exactly would we have to do?" Wendy pointed down the flyer. "Arrive at 10:30. Sit at the judging table. Sample the desserts in the senior